A U.S. aircraft carrier is more than just a ship. It's a floating fortress, a hub of power that dominates the oceans. At over 1,000 feet in length and weighing over 100,000 tons, an aircraft carrier isn't just large, it's massive. And it's not just a physical giant, it's a symbol of America's power and influence around the world. This giant warship is home to a crew of 5,000 sailors with thousands of aircraft, drones, and weaponry at its disposal. It's a city on the sea, constantly moving, constantly preparing for action, ready to deploy air power anywhere it's needed. But how does it work? How does a ship this large and complex operate and maintain its ability to project power across the globe? The aircraft carrier is at the heart of U.S. naval power. While it's often seen as a floating airport for fighter jets, it's much more than that. It's the U.S. Navy's ultimate weapon for power projection, giving America the ability to maintain dominance over vast stretches of ocean and airspace. From a distance, the idea of a carrier seems simple. It's a ship that carries planes and flies them off the deck. But the complexity of an aircraft carrier is staggering. Every single day aboard an aircraft carrier is a mix of extreme pressure, high stakes, and high-tech operations, all coordinated in near-perfect harmony. At the core of this giant ship is its flight deck. Here is where the action happens, where fighter jets launch at mind-boggling speeds and helicopters whirl overhead. The flight deck is where the Navy's most powerful aircraft take off and return. A U.S. aircraft carrier can carry up to 90 aircraft, including fighters like the F/A-18 Super Hornet, electronic warfare planes like the EA-18G Growler, and surveillance aircraft like the E-2C Hawkeye. The flight deck is a bustling environment where crew members work in perfect coordination to ensure that every mission is carried out flawlessly. A jet doesn't just roll off the deck. Instead, it's catapulted into the sky using a steam-powered or electromagnetic catapult system. This process happens at extreme speed, with the jet accelerating from 0 to 150 miles per hour in just a few seconds. Then there's the landing process. Landing on a carrier is not as simple as touching down on a runway. The pilots must hook onto a set of cables stretched across the deck that catch the plane and bring it to an immediate stop. If the hook misses, the jet must go around and try again. Every landing requires precision and timing, as the aircraft must land while the ship is constantly moving on the ocean surface, affected by waves and wind. Despite these challenges, the sailors who operate the flight deck are highly trained, and their speed and efficiency are critical to keeping the aircraft carrier operational. But the flight deck is just one part of the story. The aircraft carrier is also home to hundreds of other systems and operations that keep the ship running, from its radar systems to its advanced weapon systems. The ship's command center is where decisions are made, intelligence is gathered, and the aircraft's missions are planned. The aircraft carrier uses a network of satellites, radar systems, and onboard sensors to track the surrounding environment, ensuring that it's aware of potential threats in the area, whether from enemy ships, submarines, or aircraft. Beneath the flight deck, in the heart of the carrier, the crew works tirelessly to maintain the ship's operations. Sailors are always moving, always repairing, always ensuring that the systems are working properly. The constant hum of engines, air conditioning, and machinery fills the air. Unlike most ships, an aircraft carrier is a city that never sleeps. The sailors work in shifts around the clock, ensuring that the ship stays operational no matter the time of day or night. Whether they're working in the engine rooms, on the radar systems, or in the galley, the crew members of an aircraft carrier are part of a team that keeps the ship moving forward. Life aboard a U.S. aircraft carrier isn't easy. There's little privacy. Sailors sleep in stacked bunks with only a thin curtain separating them from the rest of their sleeping quarters. The mess halls are packed, with hundreds of sailors lining up for meals at all hours of the day. With limited space, long shifts, and the never-ending roar of engines, life on a carrier is intense, and sailors often spend months away from their families, navigating the open ocean without seeing land for weeks at a time. It's a grueling lifestyle, but one that sailors on aircraft carriers know comes with the job. Their job is to maintain readiness, and the constant pressure of their work means that they must always be ready for any mission, anywhere, at a moment's notice. Despite all the hardships, the sailors aboard an aircraft carrier are an incredibly tight-knit community. They share in the struggles of life at sea, working together to ensure that the ship's mission is carried out. They support each other, looking out for one another in the most challenging and dangerous of environments. But it's not all work and no play. Between missions, sailors enjoy downtime in the ship's recreation areas where they can watch movies, play games, or relax after a long shift. Still, the pressure to maintain peak operational readiness never stops, and the sailors are always prepared for the next mission, no matter what. An aircraft carrier is more than just a tool of war. It's a symbol of America's military might. It's a floating military base that can go anywhere in the world and maintain a persistent presence wherever it's needed. It can launch airstrikes, provide cover for ground troops, and deliver humanitarian aid, all while being fully self-sustaining for months at a time. Whether it's deployed in a region to maintain peace or in the heat of battle, the aircraft carrier is a powerful weapon, not just for its offensive capabilities, but for its ability to sustain operations and maintain dominance in key regions across the globe. But with all its power and technology, the U.S. aircraft carrier still faces constant threats. Despite the technology on board, carriers are vulnerable to missile attacks, especially from modern anti-ship missiles and submarines. Over the years, the U.S. Navy has developed advanced defense systems to protect the carrier, including missile defense systems, electronic warfare, and close-in weapon systems. But even with all these defenses, the aircraft carrier's vulnerability is always a consideration, and it remains at the forefront of military strategy as a tool of deterrence and power projection. As technology advances, so too does the U.S. Navy's aircraft carrier. The Ford-class carriers, the newest generation of U.S. Navy carriers, are being designed with more advanced capabilities, including electromagnetic catapults, advanced radar, and improved operational efficiency. These ships will be able to operate more effectively in the age of advanced anti-ship missiles and other modern threats. With stealthier designs, improved cyber capabilities, and more efficient operations, the future of the aircraft carrier looks even more formidable. But no matter how advanced the technology gets, one thing will always remain the same. The aircraft carrier will continue to be the centerpiece of America's global power projection, a floating fortress that ensures that no one can challenge the U.S. Navy's dominance of the seas.